Hello everybody and welcome back or welcome to my channel. Now, I'm sure you realized from reading the title, today's video is going to be part 3 in our How to Sing for Complete Beginners series. If you haven't watched the first 2 videos, no worries, I'll link them down below. I'll also break them down really quickly right here. In our first video, I talked about how to become comfortable with the sound of your own singing voice, and in our second video, I talked about why breathing for singing is so important and went over a bunch of exercises that can help you improve your breath support for singing. And what we learned in video 1 and 2 are really important for singing as a whole, of course, but they also directly apply to this video today because for the first time in this series, we are actually going to be vocalizing. Yes, we're going to be doing a bunch of exercises and actually using our voices. So without further ado, let's dive right into today's topic, pitch matching. Pitch matching is the act of being able to reproduce with your voice the pitch of a tone you hear. In simpler terms, pitch matching really is just being able to hear a note and replicate that same note back using your voice. So whether that's hearing a song on the radio and singing along to it, hearing a jingle and being able to match those pitches, or just hearing a note played and being able to sing it aloud, all of those things are pitch matching. Some people, albeit a very small percentage of people, have something called tone deafness, and that's when people can't hear the differences between pitches, so they're unable to pitch match. On the other end of the spectrum, some people also have perfect pitch. That's when you can not only correctly sing back any note you hear, but you can also name the note, like identify which note it is within the musical alphabet without having any context clues, which is like the coolest gift ever. But just like with tone deafness, not many people have perfect pitch. So what do all of the rest of us simpletons in the middle do to learn and develop our pitch matching skills? Good old-fashioned ear training, baby. Ear training, by definition, is the process of breaking down different elements of music and then connecting them to what we hear. Essentially, it's just a type of music theory practice that helps us to identify pitches, chords, harmony, rhythm, scale degrees, intervals, and other elements of music using just your ear. One of the things ear training helps us with is being able to identify the differences between notes. If this is already sounding too technical and you're feeling overwhelmed, let me just say this. Even if you've never heard of the concept of ear training before, if you are a hearing person, I guarantee you have unconsciously been practicing ear training for years. If you hear an ambulance siren and you're like, whoa, that's really high pitched and it's super loud, that's ear training. You're identifying if that's a high or low sound, you can identify the dynamics of it. If every time the theme song of your favorite show comes on, you sing along to it, that's ear training. You're able to recognize notes and replicate them. Yeah, those are maybe more basic examples of ear training, but it's ear training nonetheless. So without even realizing, you're already well on your way, and it's just gonna get easier from here, I promise. And there is so much to learn within the realm of ear training, but for today, we are focusing on how to develop our ear for pitch matching. So let's jump right into that. Last thing that I want to say before we start singing. As we go forward in singing, I want you to try to visualize the note that you're going to sing. Think of what singing is as a concept. We think about the notes we're going to sing, then we open our mouths and we produce that note. That is so cool to me. We create that sound. We decide the sound we're going to produce and then we produce it. Now, obviously singing is so much about breath support, tone, range, placement, posture, all of those really important kind of external skills we have to develop. But at its core, singing is very mind-oriented. If we don't think through the notes that we want to hit, I can tell you this from experience, that note is not going to sound good. You have to imagine, visualize, think of the notes that you want to sing in order for them to be produced correctly. So I want you to remember that as we go forward in this video. As you go forward in singing in general, that's something that you want to practice all the time. Okay, let's get going. First thing we're going to do, I'm going to play a note on the piano and then I'm going to sing it. As I play it, then you're going to jump in and try to sing it with me as well. I'll play it a few times so you have a chance to really jump on, hold on to it, and we'll see how it goes, okay? Meet you at the piano. All right, welcome to the piano. Let's start with a middle C. Ready? Ba, 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 ba. Awesome. So that's kind of how it's going to go. I'll probably change the pattern every time because I won't remember what I just played, but it's going to be like that. I'm going to play you a bunch of examples of the note and sing the same note over and over. I'm singing the note on the word ba. whatever works best for you. Even if you just want to hum it right now, that's totally fine. Just trying to hear it in some way, vocalize it in some way. Awesome. All right, let's try a different note. We're going to go a little bit lower for any of our low-voiced learners. Let's go to G. Ba, 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 ba. All right, we're going to go to B flat. Let's go to try. I hope that went well. I'll throw one more low one in. Let's do low D. Ba 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 ba. As you can see, all of these require a lot of air. Really focus on in through the nose, fill up the belly, and make sure our lungs are as expanded as they can be. Okay, woo woo, our first singing exercise. If that's feeling tricky, just go back a few seconds, listen to me play the note, and then pause it. Hum it out loud. Really give yourself some time to hear it, feel it, think about it, unpause, see if you're at the same place. So just give yourself time. Now, same kind of deal. I'm going to play the note and I'm going to sing it a few times, but then I'm going to stop. And you're going to try to sing it all on your own without the piano backing you up. I know that's super duper tricky because you don't have that note to ground you. This is really going to help us develop our ear because we're going to be forced to really pay attention when those notes come for the first few seconds. Hum that note in your head, think it to yourself, and after I stop playing, produce it on your own. Then I'll hop back in at the end and see if we're on the same note. Welcome back to the piano. Just for the people that are having a little bit of a trickier time, I will hum the note quietly in the background. Feel free to mute if you want to do this completely on your own. But yeah, let's take it away. So let's start with F. All right, here's how F sounds. La. This is A. Let's give it a whirl. Okay, last one. Let's try just one more because, of course, you can do this with any of the earlier exercises we did too, and you can also do this on your own. If you go to virtual piano, you just play around on notes and try to sing them on your own. Awesome, awesome practice. So we're gonna do D, La. The last thing that you can do to really work on your pitch matching is to record yourself singing. I know that's so daunting, but it really, really helps you figure out where you're at. Because sometimes when we're singing and we hear it just in our own heads, it's very hard to get an accurate understanding of what we're singing. It goes by in a second. You're focused on so many different aspects. But if you record yourself, you will be able to identify if you're singing the right notes or the wrong notes. If you have a favorite song, I really recommend putting that on, singing along to it, and then grabbing your phone and recording the whole process. So you can hear a singer singing the song with the correct notes. You can hear yourself singing whatever your notes may be. And it can be pretty hard to hear yourself sing. And I'm certainly not trying to make you do anything that's going to make you dislike your voice. Remember back to our first video, we don't want to judge ourselves for how our voice sounds. We are learning. It's a process. It's going to be not perfect at times. That's okay. If we record ourselves and we listen back and say, oh my gosh, I didn't sing any of those notes right, that's a win because you're able to identify that. Even if you sang every note wrong, if you can hear that and recognize that those weren't the right notes, that means your musical ear is developing amazingly. The stronger your ear gets, the easier pitch matching will be. It's a win-win. Woo! That was a lot of learning, a lot of singing, a lot of new things. Props to you if you made it this far. That's amazing. These are the first steps to consciously develop our musical ear and being able to match our pitch. All that really matters right now is that you are able to hear the notes that you sing and hear the differences from one note to another. This is a really great place to start, and I'm hoping that this becomes a very helpful resource for you to start your ear training journey. So keep practicing your pitch matching, and we're going to use it for our next next video, which is going to be actual singing warm-ups for beginners. Until then, keep practicing. Be proud of yourself for taking this journey, and I will see you all again very, very soon. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.